No cringe, all right? This is my big thing. I don't do
No
cringe, all right?
Nah, I don't do cringe, famously. Not once.
It's not about it. I tell you what, though, these are fun comps. This is the fun havers, I guess, take on the double controller setup, like with the Clove involved here, and the single duelist ISO. For me personally, haven't seen a ton of it.
No, not particularly. The ISO, pretty rare here. The Clove, we kind of saw sometimes in 2024. It always just sticks out in my mind watching FPX play this Clove on Icebox. So it's not unheard of. I believe Superman did as well, but it's rare.
All right, spicy as it is. Nightblood will be on the attack side to kick us off. So, of course, pretty standard setup with the Viper ball to the B side of the map, and Job is about to get their hands on. Okay. Pyro can stay in jail as far as he's concerned, but it ends up being just a trade, a surge up for the defenders on the A side. Sees only one player.
All right, dark cover going to be thrown over towards B as the wall expires to make sure that there's still no view of any defensive players on Snowman to try and deny that plant. What are NBG looking to do right now? They are taking their time getting this spike down. They've got players inserted all over the map.
What the
We got alone, and now no one is together. This is very awkward.
This is very puggy, Wyatt.
Okay,
First
but they're just going to kill them.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, the old just shoot them strategy.
Vinhaver's aren't exactly in the best spot either. They're a little split. Tim, meet Kes, Tim.
Oh my god. That was a nasty shot. I mean,
Unfortunate timing.
We went from silliness to a sick shot from Kes.
Yeah, I mean, I've got whiplash, I won't lie. Kumi on the tap, sticking it.
Oh, he didn't get
half. No!
Oh, he didn't get it to half.
Oh, that is so unfortunate for Kumi.
No.
Okay, I mean, Ty was short anyway.
That
Pretty
was
much
chaos, man.
I don't know.
It was chaos.
Ever since Vans said cringe, we've just been, I don't know what is going on. Such a bizarre round.
They took extra time to set up their post plant, but it just involved everyone spreading out to look for clues. Like, no one was like, that was a very strange post plant, man. But okay, they won, so it worked. So it's fine.
Well, attack side will have their pistol to start us off. Obviously, remember, it's just that ISO. Obviously, that contingency can be really handy on some parts of this map, especially get up from that B side. Kes is lit, though, by some scan util. Alum is just happy to walk up here. Remember, the weapons obviously favoring. Bulldogs here for many, but Kumi gets around the corner. Trying to redeem themselves after that previous round. Tough one. Ends up being only a trade. Tim spotted out, but good damage done from the back of the site. Now behind that retake wall, Funhavers can regroup and be together for this.
All right, Muddy is just going to get the hell out of there after finding that kill. A good decision, regroup with the team, and Tim tries to peek, make something happen, shot down. Solid anti-eco from NBG.
Yeah. 4 players here for Funhavers up on that A side. They basically had what they wanted if you're going to have any chance in a round like that. But Nightblood here, without too much disruption, able to get to their bonus. 3 Guardians in play.
Not too bad, all things considered. Might have been an opportunity after Kumi got that first kill. Definitely, as the desk mentioned, the player on Funhavers that we're looking at to step up, be the star for this team as they're trying to stave off elimination from Swiss, be forced to play for their lives in Challengers again. They just were able to make it in this stage.
All right. Straight out the guts goes Quinn. Obviously notes, of course, quite often there's the turret watching that kind of play up there. Pyro, that's beautifully done. Gets the drop on them as Quinn comes back down tube and probably wishes he didn't.
That suppress comes through. A lot of pressure now onto Corrupt, but he's able to get that kill onto a limb despite the shield being up. And now Pyro finding a timing up top. Things are getting really scrappy. Kes left alone.
No clean chance for a plant here. Kes knows that This double back that was cute. Kumi might not be expecting this at all, and I just don't think they are. Now, with 52 seconds to play, they're going to try and at least indicate a rotate, and this has drawn Tim straight out into mid. So Kess has no info, but of course, has a bit of the util and is on one of the best agents to try and sniff out where this defender could be.
Tim is trying to wrap all the way back around through B main, excuse me. Take an avenue that he's hoping is not going to be expected by Kess, and it looks like that's going to be the case. It's just so free. As Kess is walking forward, 2 angles to look at, chooses the wrong one. Funhavers narrowly get themselves onto the board.
I mean, started pretty well for Funhavers, honestly. Remember, this is Nightblood's bonus, so stripping 4 rifles away for them is great. Things got pretty muddy on that B site, you know, getting into the round. But honestly, they were in a 5 versus 3 Funhavers after this playthrough mid by Pyro. Nice little transfer to win. And then it's got messy. Muddy's able to get a couple there. Kess makes it a very interesting 1 versus 1. And at that point, like, I think you've done more than enough as the attackers.
Yeah, you would definitely think so. All right, Nightblood investing it all, of course. They're going to have an outlaw for Muddy. We'll have 3 potential one-shot targets available.
Tim's come across here. Muddy TPing to the enemy spawn. It's a classic, folks. Tim's ready for Alum, and the double tap isn't going to help them. Now, that basically shuts A off, or at least it would have if Nightblood hadn't got all the way up mid and into the A side. The back way. Kess here now knows that he's going to attract some attention, draw some players out. He's able to shrug off the metal. And the barrels will show themselves first. Unfortunately, he's stepping up onto the belt as they do come around the corner. The player advantage here for Funhavers. We've flipped the map.
I like that they were able to isolate one and deal with him. All right, Tim is going to come right back to life, so Funhavers have to play with some urgency.
Blast very low after that one. Joba can probably just swing, try and take this fight. Get controlled a little bit. The movement's pretty good. Tim downed a second time. Oh, buddy, this is looking pretty decent for Funhavers, but now very dicey. Money on track for an ace here, and he knows exactly where Pyro is. And honestly, there's just not enough time to work with now. You double up if you're NBG. Expect the player, backside or in crow's nest, spotted, and there it is, the ace for Money. Stunning stuff.
With the outlaw of all weapons. Was that a real ace, or did he kill the clove twice?
True. He got 5
still
kills.
An ace, but you
that's
got
right.
5
Barracks
kills.
is supposed to be showing me an ace graphic here, but that's right.
So he, but still,
Tim died twice.
Still pretty good overall. We'll take that. We'll take that for the highlight reel. Good enough.
Yeah, sorry, buddy. Should have gotten 6. Unlucky. That was the Sheriff opener. This was obviously throwing us back to, just a weird situation, because I think in that spot, Tim is spotted. Not by Alum, of course. And then that was supposed to be a half defuse. It didn't quite get there. Good opener for Kumi in the following round, but it ended up being a bonus round win with sort of 4 players, anti-eco round win, with 4 players still up. And then we had a bonus that got way closer for Funhavers than they would have liked and stripped him of 4 rifles.
It's on that last round, that entire flip of the map that was pretty crazy. Like, Funhavers do a great job isolating Kess there and then going in for the 4-on-3, but Muddy is just well positioned with the outlaw.
The 3 rounds here for Nightblood, decent buffer to work with. Obviously, Muddy TPing into the enemy spawn was a classic move. Now have that outlaw in hand yet again. Already up to 11 kills. 4 rounds, 11 kills.
Over there.
Farming Tim twice in the previous definitely helped.
Just playing ultra passive. Trying to make sure that no one from Funhavers went for an early swing up belt, which I think he definitely felt was coming, especially after hearing that the Blade Storm was popped. Gets that first shot off, but thinks Wiservit just going to drop down, stay safe. Very patient from Nightblood at the moment.
And all of that movement util is down for Kumi for the time being. Unfortunate to have to play against the double tap, but he still gets the kill. It's Win that dies.
Oh, bro. I mean, they play that exactly as you need to. Unfortunately, for NBG, Elim just isn't able to get the kill when he has the shield up. The shield is obviously very strong against the shotguns, but just couldn't find the shot themselves.
Okay, so it gets them into the B side. Now, this is an anti-eco round. Don't be fooled. So NBG have every reason to be a little careful. That was the most threatening weapon on the... Well, okay. There is still a Sheriff in play for Tim, but obviously one of the most threatening weapons taken off this very thinly brought up FunHaver's team. Kumi does have Blade Storm. Now, it's active right now. Kess pursues Blast around the corner. Knows he just has an overwhelming odds advantage. Oh, no. Oh, that's so brutal. Hunter's Fury cut short as the player gets straight up tube. And, of course, Joba dismantles the only chance FunHaver's had of really making this round competitive.
Well done, Elim cleans things up at the end. Was scary there for the briefest of moments, but NBG have completely stabilized. I mean, that ISO shield, look, it is pretty nice when you have to deal with players entrenching themselves in B main. There's a lot of forward areas that defenders can play in that are pretty obnoxious, especially when you're up against the Jet.
A little bit too much to deal with. Alum, of course, with the double tap entering that kill contract. The Jet has been plucked from the midst of FunHavers.
He got absolutely cooked in that 1v1. If Kumi actually won that duel, no one on NBG was pushed up far enough towards the site to trade it, so that could have been a 5v4 advantage for the defenders. But
jeez,
no avail, and Pyro on the swing is punished. This round is falling to pieces.
It's like it's a free drone, Wyatt, because Kumi's down. That Jet play is off the site, and maybe you just hide away from that. Do you want to clear it? Maybe have a crossfire setup, something similar, but really hard for FunHavers to spin something like that up on a dime. Or at least maybe their plan required there to be all 5 defenders still standing. So you might be considering a bit of a save here, but Blast gets up onto the site.
FunHavers are really trying to do so much individually, and it's exposed them on this round. Tim on the swing does find that first time. Is dwindling so low, however.
Another tough round here for the defenders. This game, there's a feeling to it, but it might be starting to get away from them awfully quick. That was the gun round, and they really barely put a scratch on this Nightblood roster. You can sort of see where the economy's at. That tells you the whole story. Money will have that from the Shadows online pretty soon. Who was the, from Alum's POV, that little opener. And yeah, losing us over like that, it's devastating for a bunch of reasons.
There's just little fundamental errors going on there, right? Like the Sova swinging far left, but you have a player on the line if someone is pushing past Gen from screens that you could swing off of, but just trying to find a moment to get a timing to win a duel. And the fundamentals from Nightblood are just picking them apart.
Doubles have active here for Alan, so can absolutely swing into a duel. You'd think so. God. Corrupt makes pretty short work of them here. Hang about. Now we're going to tie it up game in terms of playing numbers. It's the Sheriffs that FunHavers, or at least Corrupt specifically, have now to get a ton of mileage out of it. Now you group, util-wise, still a Sova up for Nightblood, which is always a good sign.
Take flight. Also a plant here would give him a Hunter's Fury in case Kess wants to use Wind as a bit of a sacrificial lamb to play the site.
Dangerous for Pyro. There shouldn't be opportunity for either of these players to get a rifle. I say that Blast has worked his way all the way around, but Kess is so aware that he would want to recover one of those upgraded weapons.
On the individual level, FunHavers definitely tick the boxes. But when it comes to the cohesion and trying to do things wholesale as a team, it seems like where they've struggled. The wraparound there, you think it's reasonable for Blast? It's just red so comfortably for Nightblood. At this point, some of these Nightblood guys getting pretty darn experienced. Quinn, of course, with a wealth of that.
He's been competing since legitimately the beta with Challenger's been around forever. Yeah, this Nightblood team, they're looking pretty solid with the fundamentals. That being said, Icebox, since coming back, has proven to be pretty damn attacker-sided. It's been as straightforward as you remember it. A lot of let's go hit A and then let's see on the side swap if the other team can hit A better. So I don't want to count Fun Havers out just yet.
Hunter's Fury passes, and it's only Tim that takes a glancing blow from the ultimate. Kess still wants to try and indicate Fun Havers want to party. Again, just rattle the cage a little bit, try and get people interested. Already, though, Pyro is trending in that mid direction, so it's going to be a little bit hard to sell this fully now. But with the Viper Wall coming up, there's not a whole lot that Corrupt is going to be able to do about this. There's Nana Swarm. This will delay the plant.
And that additional dark cover as well, so the sightline from Snowman is completely obscured.
Still.
You can't actually go for the plant. Oh my god, Muddy had an opportunity there as the attacking Omen Auber, which is a sick combo. Look at the angle that Pyro has to look at because of that.
And in fairness, he actually has verticality.
I mean, you know what? He was up there. He can be top yellow with the yaw.
Pyro here just going to try and clear things out. Money was okay, spotted there. Looks like a pretty raw repost on yellow here, Wyatt.
This should be nearly unwinnable for Nightblood right now. They've not made any noise towards A at this point. They haven't been able to go back, so all the Fun Havers are stacked up here. There's no time on the clock.
Planter goes down, lockdown. This should be a little bit unnecessary, I think. Superfluous, perhaps. Oh, okay. Viper's picks for both sides. Money with an op, but no time. Surely just get on out and we'll be fine. Still standing, of course, is Corrupt. So that pit is staying up until now. And the Omen. Oh, come on, bro. All right, it's a free death. It's a free death. It's fine.
Tim died before Money could stat pad. That's tough.
I mean, so 16 and 4 is pretty padded, I think.
We have the 17 and 4. Damn, now we're talking. Now we're talking. Just collecting
more than 2 kills around. Yeah. Oh man. So yeah, like you mentioned, a lot of stall util, but even the smaller pieces of stall util. There was a Nana Swarm. There was a Snake Bite. A ton of stuff that bled the clock there against Nightblood.
It's you and me.
All right, off we go once more. Tim has been caught.
Wait, do they realize the clove is close? Yeah, they do. And, well, it doesn't even matter because that's 2 for 2. Lim just cooking everyone in the kill contracts.
That's such a big kill. I mean, I don't know if they knew the clove was close initially.
Money is a psycho. Dude,
hold
on, this guy's climbing my list of favorite players to watch.
Placing swamp grenade.
Where is blood on the minimap? Oh, okay, covered by the parsec symbol. Never mind.
All the way in Snowman.
Okay. All right, brought down eventually. I mean, yeah. Trying to spam there through that dark cover.
Way to put it.
We're even on numbers, Wyatt, anyway. Viper Wall, of course, still present. There's a cheeky attack side lockdown potential here.
Oh my god.
Win. Vulnerable. Kumi just pushes up now. They're going to realize the jet is close.
Next.
Still, Alum, safe peek. Good pair of hands, just takes the one. Shock dart, they're going to come in onto the defuser, and Joba finishes the job. Lockdown earned for the next round. A really dominant, with a couple hiccups, attack side here for Nightblood.
Yeah, it's super clean. They even threw in the tactical round loss, so Fun Havers have their economy broken again. Genius play, losing the previous round, so that one could be worth 2. It's got Fun Havers in a pretty horrific position on their map pick. This is again a situation where it's like, yes, you'll start on the less favored side because you pick the map, and then you go to the favored side, but will you have enough rounds to actually make a comeback happen?
Yeah.
It's not looking like it right now. This should be an 8-2.
This time, all of Nightblood set up over on the A side, but this is the Corrupt is conditioned this already.
Oh my god.
Doesn't seem to matter.
How are they getting away with this?
Kill the Viper! Thank you! Brutal stuff. Double tap there doesn't help out much at all. Looks like a shock dart actually broke that. Very nice. Muddy decides to go for the Vandal and, well, see what he can rustle up this route. That's one. Should be
anyone can do this. If anyone can do this.
Invoke the deep magic.
He's a little hesitant to go away right now. He doesn't want to give up all these rifles on the ground to the players that just have pistols, but
there's no reason for Fun Havers to leave the A side right now. none whatsoever. Just play together as three.
Yeah, absolutely.
Funny, that was hoping. Hang about.
A little
Okay,
annoying.
turret left behind.
That's placed. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
30
fine.
seconds
We'll take
left.
contact here. They'll double on back. We clear the turret eventually. Not now. Sure.
Now, 20 seconds. He's
Based.
on the run. He's
Based.
on the run. He's got smokes back. He's
Oh,
got
you wanna go
another
mid to
smoke
A?
to play with.
Oh, man. Okay. We are doing this, folks.
10 seconds
Marty is
left.
heading over
Hold
towards
on,
the B side of the map.
Do something crazy. TP up top, plant up top, play from I don't even know where.
He's got 2 TPs. Okay.
Where are we going?
I'm listening. Yes, play Snowman off this.
I like
Now,
it.
Kumi is low, and it's just a Sheriff and a... Okay. Guardian going over to Blast. I was going to complain
I mean,
about
yeah,
the
they
lead
didn't
weaponry.
go run to recover the rifles.
No time. All this sound. Muddy hears it. Tim sees that. Okay, that's one. Muddy's healthy enough, but his Blast. Okay. Shuts him down. Had the better weapon at least. Still, if we're talking about a team that wants to stabilize, really build a bank, this obviously isn't what Fun Havers are hoping for, but a great start. Aggressive push up. But we've seen that so much for them, right? Is there something else in their bag of tricks to at least let them close out this half with 4 rounds?
Blast coming up pretty close there. That was a must-hit shot to get them to 3, and now all of a sudden, complexion of the half is changing. I need to take a look at the economy again. This is just disastrous. I mean, Corrupt just has to die there. He can't be allowed to get 2, but we are playing an FPS game, and sometimes you miss your shots, unfortunately.
Yeah. When you are using the rope, believe it or not, it does impact your accuracy somewhat. It might have been a factor at play there. So
Fun Havers, they have found themselves suddenly in a situation where they can end this half with 5, and it was looking dismal. But they can break the NBG economy with a round win right now, and they have a Hunter's Fury to try to get them over the finish line. Try to break that lockdown if Jovi uses it later.
nice. I mean, Phil was really hoping to attract some attention, get someone turned away from that kitchen spot, but Blast was not going to be moved.
I'm not sure what provoked that early Hunter's Fury usage. Oh my god, Pyro gets away with it. The I wish I had a Vandal moment of the match.
Definitely. About one of the longer lines you can look to take up on this map. To NBG, that economy hangs in the balance, hangs on around like this, and they are not really convinced about where they want to be. They're getting shot in the head all over the map here. Just solid fundamentals this round for Fun Havers. It's going to get them back in the game. Kess now in a familiar situation. Blast is going to get it to half here. Pyro shows a little bit too much late perhaps, but that will be round done. Defenders get yet another one.
At least for Nightblood, they got the plant down, so this buy could be okay for the final round. Yeah, it's, you know, obviously it's not great, but it is not as horrendous as things could have gotten. Blast just catching that lurk really opened things up.
He's pinned something up with his ultimates, though. You've got probably 2 of the most important ones on this map, with the exception of the pit. Lockdown, Hunt's Fury, here for Nightblood. You feel like the weight of those might supplement this weaker buy, at least when it comes to armor. Round 12 coming at you, folks. Here we go. Nightblood looking for that A side.
Lim trying to get some space off of that wall. More recovered, and now kill contract for Lim. Can he go 3 for 3?
Oh, buddy. Gets the right weapon out here. Oh, yep, absolutely slaps Tim down. And here it is. Those ultimates are making the difference. 2 down already on the Fun Haver side. And there is that attacking lockdown to clear the way. Very quickly, of course, Fun Haver's going to want to try and get back in, but there were eyes on Rafter. It was a fake plant there for Alum. The Corrupt does show. Straight through that smoke. It's an easy pick up for Joba, and we are back to the normal ebb and flow of this game so far. Last solo, tagged out there by Hunter's Fury, and the smoke will be muddy. And they'll take their kill. It's an 8-4 half here for Nightblood. Great start and a very clean finish.
Simple solution, just have the kill contract. Let Alim get the opening kill again. That is 3 for 3 on those. He has looked so sick in those situations, like instant headshots every single time. But I can't help but feel, all things considered, that Fun Havers, you know, they're not going to feel great about that half. But 4, we can work with that.
Yeah. I mean, my concerns are probably more about how these attack side rounds come together. Both teams playing really disjointed. I mean, we saw that from Nightblood on occasion, but 20 kills in a half for Muddy tends to really smooth out some of the rougher edges of what we've seen from Nightblood. All of a sudden, that's not such a problem for us. Quick tech pause. We're going to be back into the action here with Funhavers now on that attack side. They really now need to start stacking some of these together because so far they've looked decidedly the weaker roster.
Looks like they have intentions of going towards mid into B. Little split action on this pistol round. There are a lot of Nightblood Gaming players stacked up towards B. Do they know something we don't? they are aware.
Very stacked here. Oh, God. Pistol rounds and that ISO shield goes a long way. Might of those not really able to trade off them adequately. So we end up with only a one-player advantage. Sorry, that looked like a ding to me. Muddy is sharp.
Yeah.
Tim,
Oh my
just no
God.
match for this guy. This guy's breaking ankles.
Tim is just getting the overheal at the moment from the Clove. Eats the dink. Muddy still finds the kill. That was pretty crazy. Also, they were like they're so aware that there was going to be a B play. They were stacked up and ready to just consume anyone that was coming through main with 3 players. Well, they were very aware of the situation at hand.
Buddy, of course, also a duelist player on a number of different maps. Notably a Yoru player with, honestly, about an average of like 223 ACS over his almost 300 rounds. So pretty respectable. I'm in his first play agent. All right, Joba run down there. It is a death ball the players for Funhavers heading over towards this B site. Nightblade trying to respond here, which is a little bit slow on that uptake. And all of Funhavers split now can cover this B site. It's a pretty difficult round to fight out of here for the defenders.
This is a pretty fair buy from the Funhavers as well. They've even got the Guardian in the hands of Kumi, who's playing back yellow. Up close. Yeah, these long-range weapons against the Stingers, not ideal, but we're into the 3v3.
Muddy is farming them. We're looking at a cheeky 30 in regulation here. Easily. Kest down though, and yeah, in the post plant, this Stinger comp works out beautifully. All right, Funhavers. About as subtle as a sledgehammer, but just as effective. That push straight through the middle of the map towards B.
They just force straight into it, risk it all. And unfortunately, for Joba, he just couldn't go 1 for 1 on that initial duel under tube. Kumi just popped out, I think with the Stinger initially, and immediately fried him. So it's got Nightblood in a tough spot, but at least Muddy has a scoped weapon with the Marshall, at least.
Standing ahead.
This guy really serious about the opping Omen roll. Alan pushed up a little bit earlier there, spotted out instantly by the recon. Okay. Nice little long-range stinger tabs there. Chunks went down to 35.
That'll basically put him out of the round. He's also only got a classic, so
Not the reason why he was
unfortunate.
confident enough to look for info there over towards B. He's going to let blast in, though, to that part of the map. And Funhavers do feel pretty good about this. Why not? It's a big edge that they've been able to gain just in terms of health pool. But Blast probably knows that Winner's not worked with a whole lot here, and now he kind of gives away his position. Dig him out with the Nano Swarm. Drover not able to swing off that timing gap. Win is a warm prop in this round.
It's nice to have all of those additional smokes to be very safe while you're getting the spike down when you're waiting for your Viper to be able to have the charge to get the wall back up. This is a little easy with Guardians against the pistols at range. And Funhavers, they're getting in position to make you believe.
Look, honestly, I haven't minded these last couple of looks we've seen from them. That Stinger play sort of aggress into mid with this double controller setup. You can really cover much of the map. However, an early kill contract here, as soon as Alum gets any sort of Q, puts the ISO in a good position to take that first frag. I mean, we are replaying around, but obviously not a whole lot happened there, really. Nightblood get caught out. B is taken over so easily. So now on to the real game, folks. Weapons in hand for Nightblood. 3 rounds ahead as we head into round 16.
Oh my god, just an immediate kill contract to take a duel?
And Kumi, though, that's 4
All right,
from
he's
4.
unbeatable. He's unbeatable. Why not go for it?
This one blast. I like the idea, but the firing squad meets him. He still comes out with 1. But we're halfway to another kill contract, Wyatt. I'm just putting us on notice. Adam has 3 in this round. And he's heard this Pyro making enough noise to wake the dead. Drops down on 410. Continues to there, draws Corrupt out of position at least. Alam's able to use it to get across now. 1 player up for Funhavers.
Surrounded when getting a position for the backstab, should be able to get this free kill. Maybe not. Okay, the timing is good. He checks back. Elim is totally different. Totally different beast compared to everyone else in the server, I'm gonna be honest. I mean, I know he doesn't have the most kills,
that's
but
crazy, bro.
listen, money has been crazy, but the Elim kills, pretty high impact. What's that, like 4 first kills off kill contracts? Also just feeling the most confident that he just rips it immediately as the round starts, basically.
All right, let's dial it back in to 4-round game now. Obviously, Funhavers build up enough of a bank to have a respectable buy here. There's a Guardian for Pyro, but everything else is ship-shape.
Elim, by the way, immediately runs up over on A to get the orb, so you can just get another kill contract ASAP.
Odin for Cass. Now we set our sights on towards this B side. Win has been put in a position where he's been expected to play his life and do a lot with pretty little. I'll see that little poison orb one way, though. It's a pretty powerful deterrent, even for the best teams in the world. Follow that up with a dark cover to make sure you can cycle this one way persistently.
All right, well, going up, Muddy wants to take the engagement, sees the jet cross, but realizes that he won't have an opportunity to take any kind of clean fight. So just going to back up, wait for the rest of the team to get here, and then go for the full retake, where they do have a Sova with an Odin. So
he just needs to TP into their spawn.
Kess can just spam away.
Nowhere to run!
All right, Honest Fury. Kess, tagged out by that one. That's the Odin player here. Decent damage.
3 tags.
30 seconds
Yeah,
left.
And
3
no
tags,
stall.
no kills.
Tim does get punished for the plant there, but you notice that the big difference between these two teams is that Nightblood don't really have the ability or inclination here to stall that plant out very much, even though they're at full strength. Google Paranoia sees it coming in. All right, this is starting to fall apart now. Quinn quiet on this round. The anchor player over at B can't offer too much when the rubber hits the road.
Muddy just teleporting top yellow, but doesn't get punished for it. Blast is on his late wrap, gets the free kill.
Last player
Kess with an Odin now, having to 1v2 with players that are at 12 and 6 o'clock to him respectively. Will drop the round. That was extremely scrappy stuff, but Funhavers, honestly, to get themselves the plant, set up behind his double controller util, and they're laughing.
No, that dude's running around like you're playing heavy after your Uber charge wears off and your medic dies. You're just out in the open, just running around. Oh, dude, I don't even know where to go right now.
He thought he still had his nano boost active, you know?
One enemy remaining. Seconds left.
All right. Call a timeout here for Nightblood because there's a couple of rounds there where they were really hoping to sort of start to turn momentum in their favor. Remember, they win the pistol, they lose the anti-eco, so that kind of ruins their economy for a little bit. Take a gun round back, but Funhavers had the buffer of 1 round where they could buy yet again. And they make it pretty convincing. So it's the attack side outfit looking vastly more comfortable. 4 rounds on the weaker side of the map, as Wyatt referred to at the end of the half, is enough. It's definitely enough. Even without winning the pistol, they quickly take control of the situation. Limmers only got 2 orbs away. And that round that they did win was opened up with a first pick off that kill contract. Seems that Nightblood like to really focus in on making use of that.
Yeah, they've got the opportunity over on Nightblood to get a couple ultimates for the buy round after this, which is what they really need to close out the game. We talk about this all the time, but it's always the point that comes in every single Valorant comeback with the team in the lead. Play to get those ults. At the moment, they're playing stacked up towards A. Lim does not feel safe to collect that orb whatsoever.
And nor would you be. Could be floating around there with the Blade Stalk. Going for the Bucky in this round to supplement the longer range presence. Might just be like a slower full execute here for Fun Havers. Now, they're not playing Harbor, so... And the Viper Wall is also positioned over towards B, so sometimes the double controller comps have a little more util to execute here. Of course, they can still get some of these close smokes in. Team has not used any of those yet. But at some point, Fun have to fight for this. And Nightblood, despite this noise cut, is still pretty convinced that A is where the heads are turning.
Yeah, no reason to leave right now. They have to deal with a limb who's got the one rifle, but he wades out into the open and is punished for it. Kess caught by the recon. Okay, there's the Bucky, but Buddy is swarmed by one too many players.
Spike planted.
I mean, you know, he's going to die anyway. He's got to run out there. Right?
Had to make something happen. Okay, Drober, you have my attention now. And you have yourself a Phantom. So this is a round that Nightblood did not invest heavily in. They knew it was probably a lost cause, wanted to try and stack A as well as they could, but this first couple of encounters did not break well for them whatsoever. And this game has shrunk to a 2-round lead.
A 2-round lead where Fun Havers have more than enough cash to keep buying over and over. There's Muddy finally getting enough cash of his own to get the operator in his hands. So we'll see if he can get as much value on defense as he did on attack.
I'm curious where the posting is. Okay, so it's that like aggressive, posting up towards yellow, which, even against the Harbor comps, you can see over the cascades, pretty powerful. It's just not something that's going to be tested. So Muddy, of course, can, reposition to a different part of the map. We do have an ultimate online for the Omen, but obviously wants to be taking that first contact, and it's much more likely that is going to be happening over here. Beautifully done by Alum. And guess what? Kill contract enabled.
Is he going to pop it? Yep, just why not? Can he go 5 for 5?
There's Kumi. Okay, looked wavered at first. But double tap resecured now, and Tim feels a little bit stranded. Now he's in a position to try to sell something. But Muddy, he's ready for contact. And who's going to throw a wall up? There's no controllers here. But he does offer a stay of execution to Blast there. We'll let Pyro get in and amongst the site.
Pyro knows that there's not much of a point in planting just yet. Would rather push forward, try and catch a player, then try to plant. But it doesn't look like Nightblood are going to be offering anything up. And in fact, he may be offering himself up to the off on the line. And that is way too free for Muddy.
30 seconds left.
Eventually, he gets what he wanted. This defense side op play, yielding results. A limb, though. First kill, earns the kill contract, uses the ultimate straight away. Makes it a 5v3 out of nowhere.
I'm in a 5-on-4. What if I just kill another guy? Like, it's just, but why not do it? When you are 4 for 4, you have the shield up. I mean, he's shooting today. So listen, he's got the hot hand. Let him shoot. I'm not mad at it. Just go for it. Just send it.
Throwing him back here to the pistol round, where we really thought that Nightblood were going to run away with this. They do end up winning, but they lose to this Deathball Stingers as the attackers push up mid.
Enemy kill.
And then we see things get a little bit messy. Round 1 here, I think, is off the sort of kill contract. Ends up being used, but short-lived. Kess has to 1v2 clutch with that Odin at the end of this round. And that's obviously asking a little bit too much of them.
There was Tim, sadly, going down to the one shot. Has not been able to find the most value with the Clo Vault in this game, unfortunately, but won't hold it against him. It's kind of tough to use at the moment, I'm gonna be honest. You're gonna get caught the majority of the time. So it's also sadly resulted in his stats being obscured, where he has 20 deaths. Such is the life of the Clove.
Yep. You've got to throw yourself into the mess a lot of the time. Now, pretty lightly held A side, but that's because Nightblood are getting pretty audacious here through mid. No one's watching this either. This should be a KJ turret. Yep, and that is revealed, cleared now. So now you know you're on a timer if you're Fun Havers. You need to very quickly make this play. You've got to be decisive. Joby here as well can clear that, of course, for a retake with this lockdown. Fun's still clearing some of their corners, but they have got enough onto the site. Now Viper's Pit. That's about to be cleared, though. Lockdown comes in.
Yeah, the lockdown doesn't catch all of the pit though, so
Through.
Funhavers
But it
will
narrows
be
it
able
down.
to maintain it. Yeah, absolutely. There's that counter lockdown in as well. That's going to expire briefly.
Show me a target.
All right, there's a double tap that Lim knows it's time to fight. Okay, let's use all the things. Oh, buddy! Well, yeah, basically the deck's stacked in his favor as much as possible. Win has not had much success in moments like that this game. And that lockdown, I mean, on the face of it, got very, very limited value because even though Funhavers, or specifically Corrupt, was banished to a very small corner of his own Viper's Pit, Nightblood were not in a position to actually try and target that part of the map.
I do like how Elim played that situation, using the wall to scale forward, take the fight, just doesn't win it against Blast. But then Win is just a little bit too slow to come from Belt. And you saw a cool little moment there from his point of view, where Kumi jumps out from up top in the, by the rope, sees Win flanking, and then just dashes away. So the Blast is just set up for the free kill. Just a couple little things that made a big difference there for Funhavers. Pretty sick play.
Into this round, Money still has that defense side up. I didn't really think to use it against the Viper's Pit for obvious reasons. This time, though, 2 players pretty far forward on B, of course. That's the opening here with your opping Omen. 2-1-2 split for the defenders.
And though it is pretty standard right now from Funhavers, you are just intending on throwing that early round util towards the A orb every single time. You do not want to be giving Elim any free orbs at this point. No more kill contracts, please. Do not let him go 6 for 6.
Funhavers know that the Omen's at B here. They actually draw a shot out and they owl drone. So Money has held on to this from the shadows, though, much of this round. Last time he was in this position, Funhavers actually ended up pivoting back over towards B as he was a solo player playing from that snowman position, and he managed to come away with a couple of kills. So we'll see what Funhavers can make happen first here. Lim sees ahead, but gives himself away and opts to back down.
All right, Execute's going to come in. Nightblood Gaming have 3 players stacked up backside. Make that 4, ready to fight this.
Okay, there goes the double tap. That's out of the way. Win. Get into the game a little bit more now. It's been an off day for him so far, but plenty more opportunities to show himself.
Down A.
Perhaps not many more in this map, though, now, as Nightblood going to take us to a map point. Unless Kumi does something truly extraordinary.
Hoops. 10
Fighting him
Certainly
one-on-one is probably not
attempting to.
advisable.
There's just not going to be enough time, despite hitting those 6 shots.
And that will be time in the round. Corrupt and Kumi maintain their weapons. But again, they have enough money to be buying them anyway. It's getting 2 guns off against Nightblood is relevant, but not enough. Viper's Pit here available for Win, so could maybe even throw that down at B and just be done with it. Managing to get a kill on that round, the grizzled veteran.
Yeah, Nightblood have an opportunity to force Funhavers into a very awkward situation where they could, use that standard Viper's Pit also towards A, where it covers up all the site, and then have your op towards B, but doesn't look like that's going to be the case. Nightblood, in fact, have nothing on B whatsoever. They're just taking forward space on A right now. They have a Lim pushed up. Funhavers are going into this fast split. Oh my god, Jova had the util out.
This time at least they're aware of it. And I guess maybe Nightblood think they've conditioned Funhavers to be very cautious about B. They are still spending an owl drone to make sure Money's not in some ridiculous spot. That's tough. Money, though, of course, can peer through here over towards Orange and take at least 1 back. Yes. Oh, beautiful. Corrupt gets taken down. Plant will occur still. But now, with 4 players still to work with, Nightblood can be a little bit more methodical about this.
Pyro has the ultimate, but when you're in a 3 versus 4, you might just need to have the gun out, and Lim finds that trade onto Kumi, crucial to maintain the advantage.
Okay, should be able to contingency here to make the space. And as Fury comes out, Money's able to catch on to Blast, though, now up on yellow, knows approximately where the Sova is. And there's enough health there for Alan to tank that shot. Done and dusted, we are on Icebox. Nightblood closed it out with a 4-round lead at the end. I'm pretty sure Money hit 30 in regulation. Pretty dirty stuff from the Opping Omen.
That was a sick game from him. Love that reposition at the end there as well, getting on top of yellow. His favorite position, Top yellow with an off.